Uranus. Hey, it's the abstractions. I like literally was like Uranus. Uranus. This is Uranus. Summer 2024. I was about to say Saturn. Child, and then Saturn, I said Jupiter. It's a mess. So this is for people with significant Uranus placements. Significant aspects, Aquarius energy, stuff like that. Head is tingling, surprisingly fertile, virile, shifty eyes, side to side. Anyway, I'm using the Phantasmagoric Theater Tarot. You don't want to talk a lot. Everything that's been said has already been said. There's no point in figuring it out. If you need to figure it out, you didn't get it. So you guys may have, I don't want to say issues with communicating with people right now, but you may have issues communicating with people right now. So you may have a Pluto opposed Mercury type deal, right? So your Mercury is going to be in Leo. So when Pluto goes into Aquarius for a while, you're going to be irritated as hell because people are going to be trying you and you're going to be like, I'm not understanding what, I'm not getting it. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you, what it was, how I came up with this? What is there to talk about? I came up with this conclusion because of A, B, C, D, and E. And you're very adamant about being able to explain yourself with this temperance, right? Being able to explain yourself, being able to tell people how you got from point A to point B. What people don't know is it seems like it took a really long time for you to get there to be able to explain to people. It took a really long time. Really long time. You had to do a lot of work on yourself to be able to talk to people and explain things. Explain your needs, your wants, your desires, your dislikes, and not be shy about that either. There seems like there's a shyness about that. You may not have been able to tell people what you really wanted. I have a cat, so if you hear stuff, it's the cat. It took a while. It took a while. You may have modeled yourself I want to say this avatar, which is strange. Because maybe you, in your mind, you have to dissociate things in order to present well. So this is also somebody who may have periods of psychosis. But there's an avatar. You may have a lot of online things, and I'm not talking about online YouTube. I'm talking about online where there's a character representing you. Video games, chat rooms, stuff like that where an avatar represents you. Do you believe, because I watch stuff about this and they talk about this a lot, but the question to you is, do you believe that your online life is better than your in-person? It's almost like you play Sims and I never play Sims, but I know a lot of people, they play Sims and they get their house just like how they want it in the Sims, but they never get it in real life. Have you given up on the idea that in 3D you can achieve something? You've taken a long time to figure out certain things on the online or within your mind or within a certain data program. And because real life because real life deviates from that, you can't function. There is a dissatisfaction in the physical world. You place your bets on the online world more than the physical. I think a lot of us do. But have we gained a lot, right? These are the ideas that I come across a lot, and I ponder them myself. This is a very serious message. How bad has life gotten that you have wanted to not be on this planet anymore? Or feel like you would rather simulate on a different planet, in a different world? I remember years ago I was watching someone and she was talking about the idea of people saying download and how it felt very weird to say that. How much of your jargon, how much of your linguistics has started to merge the technology and natural worlds together? And when I mean by natural world, I mean 3D worlds. How much dopamine do you need to like flush out your system to reset? This seems very cautious, like you're like just on the edge of like losing it. So this is somebody, you could be very deprived of social interaction. You could be someone who has had a disability, what we call a disability, unable, and from a very young age had to forge a world that was not in your immediate physical environment, right? Like it was online. And how much stock have you put into that online world? How much reconciling between the two yous have you made? These are questions for everybody. Like I'm asking myself this too because like I have Uranus in my chart. I have Uranus in Capricorn, so conjunct Neptune, and technically oppose my Mercury. And then by default of signs oppose my Sun. So I'm very prone to not seeing things clearly. I think there is a tremendous work on oneself to feel normal, to feel normal, to present normal. So this may be somebody who like is autistic, Asperger's spectrum in any kind of way. I will say that I tend to be mute a lot. Not formally diagnosed, but I feel like you may be formally diagnosed, and people may know that about you. And you may have been on an online world because it was easier to deal with than in person. And I feel like a lot, the average, it's just like, it's kind of funny because we go online because it's easier to connect with people, right? From places where we never would have, like, ventured to, vacation to, gone, visited. Like, the average person probably doesn't travel that much in their lifetime. It's exceedingly rare, I think, for people to have gone to like more than like 20 countries in their lifetime. I think that's rare for most of the world, let alone like 50, 100, right? So there's a lot of stock built up in this being. There's a lot of work that has been had to achieve this. There may be a sense of, I gotta keep achieving this in this way. I gotta clock in, clock out of this life. I personally would warn against you joining any large group regarding the physical body or that preaches about the physical body. And when I say preaches, I don't necessarily mean religion, but I mean that has what I'm going to say is guarantees about outcomes. And I don't know why, because I do feel like there's a hitching on that. And if it's not met, a severe disappointment. Because I feel like there's a lot of cashing in on that. So one of the things that I said with the age of Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius is, I believe personally the rise of cults, like just cultish thinking, but cults. And I think it's because we have Aquarius, which is a fixed sign, very fixated on certain things, needing to understand the ideas of polarity, needing to understand that you can't always go full throttle in everything. And sometimes the best thing you do is wait. I think also we have the last air sign, but we end the cycle on a water sign, and there seems to be a little bit of dissolving as we near Pisces, and that panic mode that people feel when they are devolving, but mostly dissolving into whatever. There are people who guarantee certain things and experiences through certain religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, and they are guarantees, and they mean the world to people. And it would be best to, with this queen and not king, hold off just a little bit of that. And it's not be atheist or not believe in anything, but to remain balanced and willing to illuminate the fallacies with whatever you believe. Or it, like, you don't need, because you're not Pisces, you don't need, honestly, maybe this is a concept to explore. You don't need God, the universe, to be perfect to believe in it, right? It doesn't need to 100% meet your desires. It can meet 99% of them, and that's okay. And that idea of the 1% never being fulfilled gradually grows larger and larger as this insatiable need for clarity and really security is chipped away at by cultish thinking that really wiggles itself into that 1% and says that it can guarantee something that ultimately doesn't feel like it could. So I would definitely work through cultish thinking, being in cults. There's rarely a cure-all for everything, right? We have specializations of medicine. We have specializations of jobs as a result. And we make a composite whole working together. And perhaps you are also trying to be all things to all people. And then having to explain yourself gets exhausting, back to the first part. And having to explain things to people becomes exhausting, because it's like also the idea of depth comes through. People just may not be able to understand what you're doing. Like this reading, right? People probably watch these readings and be like, what the fuck is she talking about? But there just may be a lot of disappointment in being able to connect with people and have them see your way, your side, but really, I think, understand your process and appreciate it. And it seems like they might be looking for a lot of experiences that boost your self-esteem, but to not be tied to that. I would definitely, if you follow a lot of people who talk about detachment from body, I don't know if that's the healthiest thing. I feel like the closer you get to like, maybe, well, I mean, we don't know when we're going to die. So the closer we get to death, perhaps, but like when you're alive, you're alive, you're in it. Maybe not so much. This is a repeat card, I believe. Maybe not. I don't know. I think it is. Now it looks the same as one of the others, but it's disgust. Perhaps you're disgusted by how humans, how humans are. I also notice a lot of people that go online with regards to other animals, and they're like, I hate humans. Humans disgust me. And it's just like, damn, like, and it's like, but are you a human being? Are you? That's trigger cue. What is it? What's that thing called? The Twilight Zone music. Cue that music. Because are you? And there may be, entities around that. So anyway, or attachments around that, but entity attachments around that. Some of you guys this is your testimony. So this may be the anniversary. I'm getting more clear because I'm about to wrap this reading up. You may be like celebrating the anniversary of getting out of something. So I know a lot of people, they get out of like cults, they get out of groups, they get out of religions, stuff like that. You may be celebrating an anniversary regarding to that. And you may be contemplating a lot of this stuff and how you felt in those things. And the anniversary of that can be really tough for you because you may go through these numbing out periods or whatever, and really trying to contemplate like this. And especially if you had to put up a lot of money or had to deal with a lot of money issues after leaving that because your support system was gone, having to balance out and find the confidence within yourself and figure out your own world, your own world view, but literally your own 3D world. Like celebrate that. Anyway, disgust. We're gonna wrap this up. I feel so much lighter than when I was reading that. So disgust. You smell sour milk and your nose wrinkles. You accidentally touch dog poo and your gorge rises. I don't understand why you were accidentally touching dog poo, but okay, whatever. It's the quick as a flash electric current running from noxious substance to revolted feeling, which makes disgust so fascinating. You encounter a poison and your body refuses it. It's simple, life-saving even, but little is further from the truth. The sense that something is out of place but might be more important to provoking feelings of disgust than the objectively dangerous, those little odd glitches where the stomach heaves in response to some object we know can't hurt us. The hair in the mouth, or the skin on a mug of hot milk, or the suit clinging to a man's beard, which might make us bilious. What we speak of as disgust describes so many different kinds of responses. The vomitous feeling of seeing rotten meat, the nauseating horror on seeing a person's skin flapping open, even a feeling of moral queasiness. As with so many of our emotions, it's not easy to tell where disgust begins and ends. After all, disgust arises more powerfully when boundaries dissolve, meaning breaks down and things slide out of place. And you may be feeling like you are better than this. You may have a period of devolving post leaving whatever this is. It feels religious, cultish, but whatever it is. And there's a sense of disgust within the world, or that you can't get things right. And there's a contemplation of going back. Anyway, this was a very serious reading. I'm going to go eat before I kind of finish up these readings. Thank you for watching Uranus. I was going to say Aquarius, but it's Uranus. I'll talk to you guys in the fall. I feel like check in with me before then. If you want to comment, go ahead. And we'll talk later. Bye.